Right then, the next step up to being able to engage and really develop our lower abdominal structure is to add some gravity to basically what is the same as the lying leg raise. So I've got a height adjustable bench here, head up at the top, going to keep my hips down here, legs at the same movement, but now I have a wider range of motion to really have to engage and work the lower abs. Same principles apply. Tempo, we're keeping momentum out of the equation here and focusing on that deep breathing and contracting the abs up at the end. Secondly, form and technique. Both my knees and my arm position are fixed, therefore the only thing that's really moving are my hips and the lower abdominals. Think of it like almost in a cocoon, fetal position. Elbows up by my temple, that keeps my arms fixed and keeps the abdominal muscles down here constantly tensed, which helps add to the intensity of the exercise. Breathing again, exhaling as you come up. I really can't stress the importance, especially as you step up the advancement level, breathing has on actually engaging the abdominals and helping you increase that muscular contraction. 15 to 30 reps on here, and if you need to, take a short break, 5 seconds back on, and try and complete at least 2 if not 5 more reps after that. Alright, let's move on and now hit the lower and side obliques. Next exercise is the high cable wood chop. This is a classic favorite of mine, and adding that resistance, taking it through a constant range of motion, really keeps maximal contraction on these internal, external obliques, the V-sectional abs that really work by rotating the core. So this is a step up from, I think, the seated medicine ball rotation, where we have a fixed object moving it around the core. This time, again, we're fixed, but we have this constant resistance that's always the same. Basically, we have no sticking point, which means it's a lot more fluid, keeping those muscles engaged. Okay, the outer arm goes on last. Arms bent, got a moderate weight on here, it's not too heavy, because really it's my obliques doing the work and nothing else. I love this exercise for really developing the side obliques. I don't use too much weight on, instead I focus back on the breathing and the technique and form, keeping my arms as fixed as I can. I'm not bending them, my arms aren't doing this, and I'm keeping my hips, my waist as fixed as possible. I'm doing this movement, which even without any weight, as you can see, the muscles happen to work. So when I combine breathing in with that, I really get that deep contraction, putting the abdominals in. When you add some resistance, like I have done here, that really helps improve their conditioning and helps you get that grainy effect, grainy, ropey muscle effect when your low body fat levels come through. And that is where cardio and diet can come in. But you've got to have the abdominal structure developed before that can be seen. Now, I've worked one set of the obliques. Now I'm going to work the opposite direction and switch the handle from high to low, basically using the same weight, but now I've got gravity going against me. So out your hand, over on the end. Same principles apply, keeping the arms fixed and rotating around my waist, keeping that fixed as I exhale and focus on squeezing the muscle at the end. That means a slight pause and break in momentum. Right, moving on from the rotational portion of this ab circuit, I'm now going to take the cable pulley back up to the top and focus on some high cable pull downs to really start to engage and bring in my intercostals here. And with that slight rotation, it's another dynamic, another factor, variable that I'm changing in the ab circuit to help increase the intensity and help further condition and train my abs. Let's get it set up. Now, a few modifications to this exercise. I'm going to remove the handle and take the weight up. Reasons for that: I'm going to hold the ball here. A, it keeps my wrist, elbow and shoulder all in line instead of having a handle to pull down on. I'm actually engaging more of my obliques this way. Secondly, because of the height of this, if the handle were here, I'm not getting full contraction or lengthening of my abs. So by taking the ball up to the top, I can get that full range of movement. And then I've added the weight, increasing the intensity, because now I'm only laterally flexing my abs. I'm not having to bring that weight outwards, away from that gravity. So, same principles, technique, form, breathing, and control. You can see from this exercise just that shortness range of motion. It's from here, it's how much I'm moving. I'm not coming all the way down here. The purpose of this exercise is not to flex your body to the side as much as you can. It's again that contraction with that breath out and that slight rotation to get these lower muscles working. See? If I was just to go up and down, they're engaging, but not as much as that twist. That elbow comes down and slightly backwards, kind of like you're drawing a J backwards with your elbow. See these pull in? So if you want to focus on getting that V cut just around the top of the short line, this is a great exercise to be able to build up to and really get these lower muscles working. Okay, on with the final exercise of this particular ab circuit, and for that I'm going to head back over to the decline bench and start to pull in my upper abdominals combined with the lower section again. Now I'm going to bring gravity back into the mix for this final ab exercise of ab circuit 2. The reason is now my lower abdominals have to work that much harder to contract and pull my body weight or my torso, shoulders up from that decline position. So I think shoulders and hips, whichever is going to be lower, means that particular portion. Lower abdominals if the hips are lower than the shoulders, upper abdominals if the shoulders are lower than the hips. So we're just using this adjustable bench to manipulate which part is doing more work. Really does make a difference how high or low the shoulders are in relation to where the hips and how the abs are having to contract. I'm only about 20 degrees lower than my hips there, yet that little extra movement, now that my abs have to be stretched out that tiny bit farther as I go down, means they're having to work much harder than if I was just simply laying flat or adding resistance to that same movement. So there's another tip. Instead of simply trying to add heavy weights through the exercise, think about the range of motion.